And as you're on your back, begin to settle in for this next 30 minutes. This is your time that you've carved out for yourself. So acknowledge just the presence and the gratitude that you have for this next 30 minutes. To slow down, to breathe, to link a little bit of movement with breath, to self-care. And begin to consciously observe your breath in and out through the nose. Begin to increase the effort of the breath, allowing it to move from the face and the neck into the deeper part of the chest, into the rib cage and the belly. And as you move your breath into these deeper sections of the body, see if you can allow that inhale and exhale to elongate. Spend a little bit more time consciously breathing. And 3 times with our breath, we'll inhale through the nose, and exhale, we'll open mouth, let it all out. So on your next inhale, inhale, and exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, audible, HA, release. One more, fill up the body. And allow your next inhale to draw the knees up to the chest and begin to make just a little ball shape with the body. Rolling on that low back. Feel free to tuck the chin. And just breathe into the upper shoulders and the neck. You can take a little bit of circles or rocking back and forth in this ball shape. And we'll go ahead and we'll take our right leg up to the sky. And as we bring our right leg up to the sky, we'll just pause for a moment to breathe into the back of that right leg. So really imprint the foot on the ceiling or in the sky if you're outside. I know a few of you are. And then begin to make a few circles with the foot on the ankle, point and flex through the ankle joint and the toes. See if you can soften through the shoulders, the neck, and the face. And then if you don't already have your arms open, let's open them into a capital T. And we'll go ahead and press the low back into the mat as we slowly lower that right leg all the way to the ground. And then from here, on our next exhale, we'll cross that left leg over to the right side of the room. Inhale, take it right back over through center. We're gonna open it up to the left side of the room, breathing into the left hip. And then inhale, draw it back through center, come all the way across. Keep bracing through the arms, just a little side twist, opening up through that side body and the hip. One more time as you open and then come across on your exhale. And then an inhale sets us back up through center. Pause, brace through the arms, engage the core. Inhale, draw the right leg all the way back up, lengthen through the back of the right leg. And then draw both knees into chest, a little bit of a hug, stretch on the hips and low back, and we'll go to second side. So as you're ready, imprint that left leg on the ceiling, and we'll open up the arms in a T. Inhale to brace to the core as you slowly exhale and lower that left heel down to the ground. And then keep the arms engaged into the floor for support, engaged in the core. And we'll go ahead and just come across with our exhale, right leg to the left side of the room. Inhale, bring it right back through center. And then see how much you can open it up, stretching into that right hip. Really just a slow, controlled movement, using the core to move into the hip and drawing the leg up and across the body. Continuing with your breath and your time for 3. One more time across the body on your exhale. Inhale draws us right back up and we'll pause. From here, we'll push through the core to the low back into the mat. Inhale, set the left leg all the way back up to the sky. And then draw both knees in. Let's take a really happy baby pose. Knees come into the armpit area, first and second finger around the big toes, maybe outside edges of the feet. And then from there, feel free to just rock and roll a little bit on the low back. Draw the knees into the floor as you push the feet up to the sky. So just an equal tension moving into the hips. See if you can press your shoulders down into the mat. Tuck your chin. Make your neck long. And then we'll drive the knees into the chest and just 3 times rocking and rolling, hips to shoulders, sitting up tall. On that third one, we'll pause in a seated position. And as you find your seated position, you can find any sort of leg situation, so crisscross or legs it out. We'll just take a few body rolls wherever you're at. So on our inhale, we'll get tall and lengthen, and on our exhale, we'll fold over the body. And as we come forward and back and thinking about our breath, see if you can still push into the hips side to side. So we're finding that stretch on the side body as well as the front and back of the body. Take one more circle each way, and we'll reverse. When you're ready, come across, leading with second side. And as we take these shapes today, I'll definitely point out, as always, some reminders for safety, but a lot of these shapes, especially this one, it's more of an exploratory movement and breath, and so feel free to pause and stretch in spaces that you need it more. You can change your gaze. That always changes the stretch a lot. As you come through center, we'll pause. We'll change our leg shape. I'm gonna go opposite leg on top. And then ground in through the sit bones. Let's work on our posture for a second. Pull the belly button up through the diaphragm, broaden through the collarbones, retract the shoulders down and back. Really tall spine here. Inhale sets us up as we reach through the fingertips and ground through the sit bones. Exhale, twist to the right. As we come into this twist, you might take a little bit of a hook on the outside of the right leg. Reach that right arm back. Maybe even take the gaze over the right shoulder. Breathe into that left side neck. On an exhale, release to bring everything forward. Ground through sit bones, lengthen through the spine, reach, maybe even look up towards the thumbs. Exhale, we'll twist second side to the left side of the room. Find your options. As you continue to move deeper into the twist, just maintain that long spine. So if you start to round and lose the integrity of that long spine, give yourself permission to just back off a little bit. Remember, you can look over the left shoulder, breathe through the right side neck, maybe even reach that left arm back. On an exhale, bring everything forward, and we're going to round over, hands and knees, tabletop position, bringing the knees underneath the hips, the hands underneath the shoulders. As we come into this position just a few times, Al said he didn't want to work on core today. I was just working with him on a meeting, but we're going to do a little bit. So tuck the toes underneath, hover the knees, and as I hover the knees, I'm pulling my hands towards my knees and my knees towards my hands. And then I'm slightly rounding on the upper shoulders. My gaze is neutral, so my neck is in line. Press through fingertips. Exhale, slowly draw the knees back down. Keep the toes tucked. Press back for child's pose with toes tucked. So as we come into that hovering tabletop, which we're going to do again, we're just building a little bit of heat and engagement. Inhale to bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. You're going to grip through the fingertips. Tuck the toes. If they're not already tucked, they should be. Hover the knees. Find that engagement in the core. See if you can elongate through the top of the head and the tailbone. Feel the heat and a little bit of rumbling in the midsection. Exhale, set the knees down. Untuck the toes this time. Find child's pose again. We're just going to do one more. Find your child's pose as you set the hips back. Reach the fingertips forward. Inhale to bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Last one. Tuck the toes. Hover the knees. Hovering tabletop. Make it strong. For 3, 2. Exhale, push the hips back, down dog. As you come into your down dog, hips are up towards the sky as we press evenly through fingertips and heels, really adjusting the weight so that we're equal in right and left sides. Feel free to walk your dog side to side, so moving into the ankles, the knees, and the hips. Especially after a long weekend when I haven't done any yoga, this feels so good to stretch to the back of my arms and the back of my legs. And as you feel ready, we're going to soften the knees, look towards the top of the mat, walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. And then from here, we're going to grab opposite elbows. On an inhale, draw the body up to the right-hand side. So big side body stretch. Come all the way up, elbows shoot towards the sky. Exhale, come down to the left. And we'll come all the way through. That's 1, 2 more, just like that. Full body circles. Inhale, draw it up, reach the elbows up, press through the feet. Exhale, come all the way down. You notice you should be opening up through the side body, the hips, the shoulders. 1 more big circle. Exhale, bring it down, and we'll switch directions. Maybe even switch how your arms are holding onto your elbows. Just mix it up. Inhale, come off to the left side. Big side body stretch. Press the feet, reach to the elbows. Exhale to bring us down. Inhale, second circle, come up and around. Exhale to come down. 1 more, just like that. Inhale, bring it up. Big stretch. Exhale to bring it down. Hang out in your forward fold. Let the arm bind come down so arms hang heavy. Feel free to just turn your head right and no. Sway a little bit into the hips. Move your weight into the toes and the heels. Just check out a lot of different options in your forward fold. See how that changes the stretch for you. On your next inhale, let's tabletop the back, halfway lift, reach to the top of the head and the tailbone. Exhale to fold, press through the feet, come up strong, big standing posture here. Mountain pose, arms come overhead. And then exhale, reach the right arm down, left arm comes across that to the right side of the room. So side body stretch. Remain open as much as you can in the front of the body. Try not to come forward here just yet. Inhale to take it all the way up, reach and stretch. Exhale, left arm comes down, reach the right arm up and across. Continue to push through the legs and open up through the hips. Inhale, a little bit exploring on this one. Exhale off to the right again, but this time feel free to maybe come a little bit forward or maybe even a little bit open. So gaze might even come up, heart articulates to the sky. Just see how that changes the hip. As you open up, you'll feel it more in the front of the body and the hip, or maybe as you're closed off, you're feeling it more in that hip and low back. Wherever you're at, 1 more breath into that space. Allow that inhale to take you all the way up through center. Exhale, same thing, side bend. With a little bit of exploring, you might come forward or open. Keep the legs strong. Keep breathing into that right side body wherever you're at. And then an inhale into the spaces. Let it drive you all the way up to standing. Exhale, tee the arms forward, fold. Top of the head comes all the way to the toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right leg back. Right leg comes back, turn it at a 45-degree angle. We find warrior 1 here. So we lift up, stack shoulders over hips. Ground through the back blade edge of that right foot all the way up into the glute. Maybe even check that those glutes are turned on. We used this in F45 the other day. We talked about apples versus applesauce, so we're really squeezing intentionally. Push the left knee down into all 4 corners of that foot. Arms are overhead. Really strong legs here. We're reaching out of the hips. Draw the shoulders down and back away from the ears. Inhale to reach through the fingertips more. Exhale, hinge and fly. I want you to reach that heart and that head forward. Beautiful. Arms are really reaching back intentionally. We're squeezing the shoulders down and back. Think about how strong your back is here. Inhale to come up. One more just like that. Exhale, we're coming right back into it. We're reaching through that blade edge of that foot all the way through the top of the head. Shoulders are retracted down and back. Fingertips are actively reaching back. You should almost be reaching back so hard with your fingertips, your triceps are even engaged. It's almost like you're holding a weight back here. Inhale to take it up. We're transitioning to warrior two. Open up to the right side of the room. The blade edge of that right foot presses to the parallel to the mat. Left knee still going into all four corners. Legs stay strong and active in our warrior two. Arms are reached out, looking over those left fingertips. Pause in your warrior two. I want you to keep the legs where they are. You're going to take your right arm behind your low back. Just a little neck stretch here as we reach over those. We're really reaching and looking over the left fingertips. Legs are strong. We're breathing into that right side neck. Inhale to reach forward slightly. Exhale, we're coming right into reverse warrior from here. So we're tick-tocking that left arm back, breathing into the left side of the body here in our reverse warrior. Inhale brings us back into warrior two. We'll release that right arm. Both arms are T-shape. Left arm comes down. Tick-tock down for side angle. We're opening up through this hip, belly and heart to the sky as much as possible here. We're not leaning on the leg, but we're just there for a little bit of a shelf support. Shoulders are down and back. Option to maybe draw that arm down more if you can keep that long spine. As we keep our legs steady here, we might take that floating right arm behind into the left hip crease, and then even take that gaze down to the big left toe. Breathing more deeply into this right side neck. That left knee is going to want to straighten, or the legs are going to want to creep up. See if you can maintain those really strong warrior two legs. One more deep breath into this shape. On your inhale, see if you can bring it right back up with your strong core. And then we're going to transition. We're going to go ahead and cartwheel the hands down, turn the right toes so both toes point forward. Step the front foot back, find your down dog. And from down dog, just notice first and second side. We just did a lot of hip and side body opening on one side. As you're in this down dog, pedal it out and just take a moment to reflect, because you really should feel a huge difference between right and left side right now. And that's why we came, right? Why we do it. When you're ready, knees soften, look towards the top of your mat. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Reverse swan dive, bring it up, stand up, big reach and stretch. This time we're going into chair pose. Set the hips back. As the hips come back, I'm soft in the toes and the knees. My weight is behind me in my hips. I'm reaching through the arms. Maintain the length of the spine. Hands come to heart center. Inhale to lengthen more. Exhale, twist to your right. Slight little twist here. Maybe take a bind with the tricep on the outside of the leg. Gaze can be towards the toes or maybe over the shoulder. Option to dragonfly the arms. Keep the weight behind you in your hips. I know we're getting a little tired. We can do this. Exhale, take the hands through heart center. Big inhale to lengthen, and exhale, we're coming right to second side, twisting to the left. Maybe take the bind. Keep the weight out of the toes and the knees. Option to open up the arms, dragonfly the arms. Exhale, hands come together, come back through heart center. And then we'll come all the way up to stand, release the legs, arms drive all the way up, big reach and stretch. Exhale, tee the arms, hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. This time we're stepping our left leg back for warrior one. So drive that right leg 45 degrees into the angle. Open up through the hips, stack the shoulders. right knee into all four corners. So we're gonna go through that same sequence, second side. Strong warrior legs, they stay the same. We're gonna hip hinge, so hinging from the hip, reaching through the heart on your exhale. Arms come back. See if you can look a little bit forward and down to keep that neck in line and really create space in the neck. So again, you're reaching through the top of the head, pushing through the blade edge of the left foot. One more time, inhale, take it up. And then exhale, hinge and fly. Find that strong back. Retract the shoulders down and back. Engage the triceps. Reach the fingertips back more intentionally. Inhale to take it up. And we're coming into warrior two, second side. So open up to the left side of the room. That right knee is pushing into all four corners. Blade edge all the way into the glutes. Strong warrior two to start. Once you have your base of support, take that left arm to the low back. And then really intentionally gaze over those right fingertips and create space in this left side neck. Draw the shoulder away from the ear. I don't know about you all, but it's a lot hotter in my apartment today than usual. So I'm sweating with you. We're gonna reverse this warrior. So tick-tock forward, exhale, reverse, breathing to the right side of the body. That back left arm is on that low back, right on top of the glutes. Make sure those glutes are engaged. And then inhale to bring it back. Release the left arm. Side angle is where we're going. Open up the belly and the heart. Push the hip up to the sky. Keep pushing to the blade edge. Remember, your same options apply here. Legs stay where they are. Maybe take the left arm all the way behind. Find that right hip crease. Gaze to the big right toe. Breathe into that left side neck. And with your core strength, and exhale, release the bind. Inhale, take it back up, warrior two. From here, we're cartwheeling all the way down. Frame the right foot, turn the left toes point forward. Take the front foot back, and down dog is our shape. Find this down dog. Notice, again, take a moment to reflect. First and second side in your down dog. Maybe walk your dog, pushing into the heels, the hips. From here, we're gonna let the knees slightly come down and then meet the mat, untuck the toes. Tabletop position, hands are underneath the shoulders. We're gonna move into the shoulders and that spine a little bit more. Right hand comes up to fly. As we fly the right hand, we might take the left hand underneath our heart for more support. Keep reaching back through the hips, through the fingertips. Find that rumbling and heat building in the core that we started with. Remember that floating tabletop. And then from here, extend that left leg out. Maybe even float the left leg up. If you want to keep it down for a kickstand, you can. And just a few times on your inhale, inhale, reach and stretch. Exhale, push away as you drive elbow to knee underneath the body. Maybe even take the gaze towards the navel. Two more times. Inhale to lengthen, reach and stretch. Exhale to take elbow underneath. One more time, reach and stretch. Exhale, tucking around. Inhale to reach and stretch, pause. Take the right hand down, swoop that left leg out, push to the blade edge, come into half child's pose, breathing into this left hip. As we come into half child's pose, you can walk your hands and your head down. Inhale to take the hands back underneath the shoulders. Swoop that left leg in. We'll go to second side. Extend the left arm out. Take the right hand underneath the heart. When you're ready, extend through the right leg. Maybe even hover the right leg. So opposite arm and leg are floating. Big reach and stretch with our inhale. And exhale sends knee to Elbow underneath, tucking around through the upper back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to tuck and round. One more time, third one here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to tuck and round. Inhale to lengthen, pause. Take the left hand down, shoot that right leg out, push to the blade edge, and then find half child's pose, second side, hips come back, arms come forward. Maybe find a restful spot for your head. Breathing into that right hip. On an inhale, walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, draw the right leg underneath, and then just come to sit on your heels. From here, we'll take a twist on our heels today instead of on our backs, and then we'll make our way to our final Shavasana. So we're almost done. So sitting on your heels, and if this isn't comfortable for you, you can always take your legs out in front of you or do crisscross. Arms come up, big reach and stretch. Exhale, we're gonna twist to the right. As we twist to the right, again, we can make a little bind with the left arm on the outside of the right leg. This right arm can come all the way behind us, or maybe even come to the low back and around. So it finds our left hip. Remember your gaze options. As always, you can find it neutral or maybe look over the right shoulder. Breathe into the belly in this twist. Keep the arms where they are, and all you need to do is take your gaze over the left shoulder. So just a little bit of a counter twist in that side neck. Create space between the right ear and the right shoulder. Exhale, release the gaze neutral, release the arms, give them a little shake, do a little dance. We'll do one more. Other side, reach and stretch. Exhale to twist towards your left. Remember your options. Right arm on the outside of the left leg. Left arm can come behind, reaching for that low back, that right hip. Play with your gaze. Then breathe into the belly in this twist. Then exhale to release, just the gaze and counter twist. Look over the right shoulder. Breathe into that left side neck. And exhale, release the gaze, release the twist. We'll come to seated for 1 minute of our final Shavasana today. And if you do not prefer seated and you want to move on to your back, you can. But I will have us end in seated as well. So as we come into a 1 minute Shavasana of just silence and breathing, settle in wherever you're at. You might have your palms down to feel more grounded or up to be more open. And just breathe. Wherever you're at, we're going to take 3 breaths together, just like we started, in through the nose, out through the mouth. On your next inhale, make it big, intentional, fill up the body. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. One more just like that. Inhale. And exhale, release. We'll take our hands to heart center. It's been an honor to move and breathe and take this just little part of our day together, ducks. As always, thanks for showing up. Thanks for taking care of yourself. Namaste.